Underactive thyroid, called hypothyroidism. When I did my initial research on this, this is again another chronic, non-infectious disease for the most part. I was surprised to find out that either clinically or subclinically, as many as 10% of the population suffers from an underactive thyroid. The majority of those sufferers are women, and we're not sure why. And before you ladies say, oh, woe is me, just remember you have no prostate. So we all have our problems, all right? Some of the factors that we know cause or can lead to an underactive thyroid function are heredity. If you have members of your family, especially on the maternal side, the female side, aunts, uncles, mother, siblings, that have had a thyroid problem, your chances of having that are much greater. Pregnancy can produce temporary underactive thyroid. And we know now that that's what oftentimes accounts for the significant weight gain that many women have experienced during pregnancy. It's not all pickles and ice cream. Okay? It is their thyroid is being suppressed hormonally. Stress. Stress will make anything you got worse. Anything. It is the universal cause of all disease. Candida, which we'll discuss in a little while, it's human yeast. When it becomes systemic and gets into your bloodstream, it can alter the function of many different glands and organs, including the thyroid. Drugs, some antibiotics, lithium, steroidal compounds are all very, very difficult on the thyroid. And, of course, nutritional deficiencies. Your thyroid gland needs iodine, selenium, and molybdenum, and a whole host of other little trace minerals. In fact, there was a time in this country when iodine deficiency was so extreme that women would walk around with these huge nodules on their throat called goiters. And then the U.S. Department of Agriculture mandated that all salt, table salt, be iodized. And you can still buy iodized salt today. And that virtually eliminated the problem because it was gross iodine deficiency. Well, your thyroid gland needs a whole host of those minerals that we're, I guarantee you, not getting from that standard American diet. So supplementation for the thyroid gland, as well as every other gland and organ and system in your body, is absolutely essential for optimal health. Now, let's take a look and see if some of you might, in fact, have a sluggish thyroid. So let's take a look at some of the symptoms. Anemia, brittle nails, cold intolerance, constipation, depression, dry, coarse hair, dry skin, fatigue, hair loss, headaches, hoarse, raspy voice, low body temperature, can't ever get warm, memory loss, menstrual pain, muscle pain or cramping, overweight, inability to lose weight, heart palpitations, bum, 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 puffy facial features, swollen round moon face, sleeping excessively, difficulty in waking up in the morning, slow pulse, and overall weakness. Now, if you have one or two of these, it's probably not panic time. But if I have just described your life, you may want to consider taking this one step further. And what would that step be? Well, there's a home test that you can all do that really kind of narrows it down. You get a fever thermometer, and if it's the old-fashioned kind, you shake it down and put it beside your bed before you go to sleep. If it's a digital one, don't shake it, because it doesn't help anyway. Just put it by the bed. And when you wake up in the morning, before you get out of bed, no bathroom trips, no rolling around, no magazine reading, no dancing in bed to the music, and no. Just lay there quietly and put that thing under your arm and leave it there for 10 minutes. Whip it out and read the temperature. Write it down on a piece of paper and do that every day for 7 days. Then add them all up and divide by 7 to get an average. If your average resting body temperature in the morning is 97.5-ish, you have a slight chance that you might have a very slightly sluggish thyroid. However, if it is 97.0 or lower, it's almost a money-back guarantee. And you should go to your physician and insist on a full panel thyroid test. Don't let them just test for thyroid-stimulating hormone, because that is an illusion that may, in fact, not detect your thyroid problem. So insist on a full panel thyroid. They're going to probably say, well, why? Why? That's ridiculous. Just remind them who's paying the check. Can you imagine going out to a restaurant and ordering something and the waiter says, oh, no, you don't want that. Well, but you see, when a doctor says that, we go, okay, because we like to it's a trust thing. It's a false sense of security. If I do everything he says, I'll be all right. Because that's the way we experienced our medical experience when we were children. We were sick, had a terrible thing. We went, doctor shot us in the behind with something. Really unhappy about that experience, but you know what? In 3 days, we were great. So he must know what he's doing. Well, as we get older and we get into the chronic disease situation, it isn't that simple anymore. So always, ask questions everywhere. If you get a medication and you feel you really need to take it, and some medications are necessary, always talk to your pharmacist when you pick it up. So tell me what the real deal is about this. Because they know. That's what they're trained in pharmacology. They know. And they'll tell you, well, okay, here's the deal. This and this and this and this and this and this could happen. And then you make your decision. But at least you don't go into something with a blindfold on. Always make, intelligent choices if you can. All right, a couple of other things. I developed a formula called Thyrox, which is available through a lot of professional medical and holistic organizations, fitness centers, and so forth. And I called it Thyrox. And it contains things like selenium, zinc, tyrosine, extracts, some B vitamins. But some other things, if you have a thyroid problem, you need to pay attention to. Avoid soy. Soy is a thyroid depressant. Now, you can maybe have a little tofu. I don't know why anybody wants it. But if you wanted it, you could have it. We're talking about concentrated proteins. So like soy protein shakes. Choose instead whey protein. Whey protein does not negatively affect your thyroid or anything else, and it is a natural immune stimulant. So it's going to nourish your immune system, and we could all use a little of that. Also, find out if your water is fluoridated. If it is, get a filter, because heavy metal fluoride will just destroy your thyroid gland over time. Some little points to remember.